Hey everyone! Welcome back to Chill English Channel, your calm place for learning English through meaningful and thought-provoking conversations. I'm Sophia.
And I'm Jake. Today we're discussing a skill that is often misunderstood, underestimated, and surprisingly powerful.
Our topic today is the power of staying silent.
Now, when people hear the word silence, they sometimes think of weakness
Or shyness.
or a lack of confidence.
But silence can be much more powerful than people realize.
In fact, some of the wisest decisions in life begin with saying nothing at all.
Throughout this conversation, we'll explore why silence can improve communication, strengthen relationships, reduce conflict, and help us understand ourselves more deeply.
We'll also learn useful English vocabulary and natural expressions related to listening, communication, self-control, and emotional intelligence.
So if you want to improve your English while exploring an important life skill, you're in the right place.
And if you enjoy these calm English conversations, don't forget to subscribe to Chill English Channel.
All right, Jake, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Why do you think so many people are uncomfortable with silence?
That's a great question. I think many people associate silence with awkwardness.
I agree.
The moment a conversation becomes quiet, some people feel pressure to fill the space immediately.
Almost as if silence itself is a problem.
Exactly. Have you ever noticed how quickly people reach for their phones when there's nothing happening?
All the time.
Standing in line,
Waiting for a friend.
sitting on a train.
Even waiting a few minutes can feel uncomfortable.
It's as if we've forgotten how to simply sit with our thoughts.
That's one of the biggest changes in modern life.
We live in a world filled with constant noise.
Notifications,
News,
social media,
entertainment.
opinions,
There is always something competing for our attention.
which means silence has become increasingly rare and perhaps more valuable because of that.
I completely agree.
One thing I've noticed is that silence often reveals things we normally ignore.
That's very true.
When life becomes quiet, we start noticing our thoughts more clearly,
We notice our emotions,
our worries,
our goals.
and sometimes even questions we've been avoiding,
That's why silence can feel uncomfortable at first.
because it removes distractions.
Exactly.
But it can also create clarity.
Clarity is a wonderful word.
Clarity means a state of understanding something clearly without confusion.
For example, someone might say, "A quiet weekend gave me clarity about an important decision."
Or, taking time alone helped me gain clarity about my future.
I think many people underestimate how helpful silence can be when making decisions.
Definitely.
When we're surrounded by constant opinions, it becomes difficult to hear our own voice.
That's a powerful observation.
Everyone seems to have advice these days.
Friends,
Family,
social media influencers,
online articles,
experts.
strangers on the internet,
Sometimes there are simply too many voices.
and silence creates space to think independently.
Another area where silence is powerful is communication.
That's interesting because many people assume communication is mostly about speaking.
But listening is just as important.
Maybe even more important in some situations.
I agree.
Many people listen with the intention of replying.
Instead of listening with the intention of understanding.
That's a huge difference.
When we're preparing our response, we're not fully paying attention.
But when we truly listen, we learn much more.
Let's teach our listeners an important word.
Good idea.
The word is attentive.
Attentive means paying close attention to someone or something.
For example, someone might say, "She was an attentive listener during the conversation."
Or, being attentive helped me understand the situation better.
Good listeners are often appreciated more than good speakers.
That's so true.
Everyone wants to feel heard.
Everyone wants to feel understood.
And silence often makes that possible.
One thing I've learned is that people reveal a lot when you give them space to talk.
That's a great point.
If you stay quiet and genuinely listen, people often share thoughts they wouldn't have shared otherwise.
Because they feel comfortable.
Exactly.
Silence can create trust.
Trust is another key word here.
Trust is the belief that someone is reliable, honest, and supportive.
For example, someone might say, trust grows when people feel listened to.
Or, good communication is built on trust.
Another situation where silence becomes powerful is during conflict.
That's a big one.
When people are angry, they often feel an immediate need to react,
To defend themselves.
to prove they're right.
Or to say something they'll later regret.
Exactly.
But silence can create a pause.
And that pause is incredibly valuable
Why?
because it gives emotions time to settle.
Instead of reacting impulsively, we can respond thoughtfully.
That's an important distinction. Impulsive reactions are often driven by emotion.
Thoughtful responses are guided by reflection.
Reflection is another useful word.
Reflection means careful thought about a situation before acting.
For example, someone might say, after some reflection, I changed my opinion.
Or silence gave me time for reflection.
I've noticed that some of the biggest regrets people have come from words spoken too quickly.
That's true.
A few seconds of patience can sometimes prevent years of regret.
That's a powerful lesson.
It really is.
Silence isn't always about avoiding words.
Sometimes it's about choosing better words.
I love that idea.
Because silence gives wisdom time to catch up with emotion.
And in a world where everyone is rushing to speak, there is something incredibly powerful about knowing when to remain silent.
Sometimes, silence says more than words ever could.
Earlier, we talked about silence in communication, listening, decision-making, and conflict. But I think there's another area where silence can be incredibly powerful.
What's that?
Personal growth.
That's interesting. Many people don't immediately connect silence with growth.
I think that's because growth is often associated with action.
Working harder,
Learning new skills,
setting goals,
taking risks.
all of which are important.
Definitely.
But growth also requires self-awareness.
And self-awareness usually begins with quiet observation.
That's a great point.
If we're constantly distracted, it's difficult to understand ourselves.
We're always consuming information,
Watching videos,
reading opinions.
listening to other people.
Yet we rarely pause long enough to examine our own thoughts.
Self-awareness is an important term for our listeners.
Self-awareness means understanding your own thoughts, emotions, behaviors, and motivations.
For example, someone might say, self-awareness helped me improve my relationships.
Or, taking time alone increased my self-awareness,
I think many people spend years trying to understand the world.
while spending very little time understanding themselves.
That's true.
And silence creates an opportunity to do exactly that.
Another thing I've noticed is that silence can make people more confident.
That sounds surprising,
Why?
because many people assume confidence means speaking a lot.
That's a common misunderstanding.
What does confidence look like to you?
Real confidence often looks calm.
I agree.
Confident people don't always feel the need to prove themselves.
They don't need to dominate every conversation.
They don't need to have an opinion about everything.
And they aren't afraid of quiet moments.
That's an important observation.
Insecure people often feel pressure to constantly explain themselves
Or impress others.
or seek approval
But confident people are usually comfortable with silence.
because they don't feel the need to fill every space with words.
Another powerful lesson is that silence can reveal character.
How so?
People often show their true character when they aren't speaking.
That's interesting.
You can learn a lot by observing how someone listens, how they treat others,
How they react under pressure.
how they behave when they aren't the center of attention.
Character is revealed through actions much more than words.
That's definitely true.
Character is another useful vocabulary word.
Character refers to the qualities that define a person's behavior and values.
For example, someone might say, her character was revealed during a difficult situation. Or, strong character is built through experience and integrity.
Integrity is another excellent word.
Integrity means being honest and acting according to strong moral principles.
People often talk about their values.
But integrity is about living those values consistently.
Another area where silence is powerful is learning.
Absolutely.
The best learners are often the best listeners.
That's because learning requires curiosity.
And curiosity requires paying attention.
If we're constantly talking, we're not creating much room to learn.
That's true.
Every conversation contains something we don't know.
Every person knows something we don't know.
And silence helps us access that knowledge.
I've noticed that wise people often ask more questions than they answer.
That's a fascinating pattern.
Instead of trying to appear knowledgeable, they're genuinely interested in learning.
Which makes them better conversationalists.
And better learners.
Another thing silence teaches is patience.
Patience is becoming increasingly rare these days.
We live in a world of instant responses,
Instant messages.
instant entertainment.
Instant information.
As a result, many people become uncomfortable with waiting.
But some things cannot be rushed.
Trust takes time.
Relationships take time.
Healing takes time.
Personal growth takes time.
Silence reminds us of that reality.
Instead of forcing outcomes, we learn to allow things to develop naturally.
That's a valuable life skill.
Another benefit of silence is emotional control.
That's a huge one,
Emotions are powerful.
especially during stressful situations.
When people feel angry, disappointed, or frustrated, their first reaction isn't always their best reaction.
Definitely not.
A brief moment of silence can create space between emotion and action.
And that space can change everything.
Instead of reacting automatically, we can choose our response carefully.
Emotional control doesn't mean suppressing emotions.
That's an important distinction.
It means understanding emotions without allowing them to control our behavior.
That's a skill that benefits every area of life.
Relationships,
Work,
leadership,
communication.
and even personal happiness.
Speaking of happiness, I've noticed something interesting.
What is it?
Some of the happiest moments in life are surprisingly quiet.
That's true.
Watching a sunset,
Sitting in nature,
reading a good book,
drinking coffee in the morning before the day begins.
spending time with someone who makes you feel comfortable,
Many meaningful experiences don't require constant conversation.
or constant stimulation.
Sometimes peace is found in simple moments of silence.
I think that's a lesson many people need today.
Me too.
In a noisy world, silence is becoming a rare skill.
And perhaps that's exactly why it's becoming so valuable.
Because silence isn't empty.
Often, it's the space where understanding, patience, and wisdom begin to grow.
So far, we've talked about silence in communication, personal growth, learning, confidence, and emotional control. But I think there's one final lesson that truly captures the power of staying silent.
And what lesson is that?
Silence helps us hear the things that matter most.
And that's a beautiful way to put it.
Modern life is full of noise.
Not just physical noise.
Exactly.
There are endless opinions, distractions, advertisements, notifications, and expectations competing for our attention every day.
Sometimes it becomes difficult to know what we actually think.
Or what we actually want.
That's why moments of silence can be so valuable.
They allow us to reconnect with ourselves.
Without the influence of everyone else's voice.
One thing I've noticed is that some of the biggest decisions in life require quiet reflection.
I completely agree.
Career decisions,
Relationship decisions,
personal goals.
life changes.
Important choices rarely benefit from panic or noise.
They usually benefit from patience and clarity.
Clarity often appears when we stop forcing answers.
That's something many people struggle with.
Definitely.
We want answers immediately.
We want certainty immediately.
We want everything figured out right away.
But life doesn't always work that way.
Sometimes wisdom arrives slowly.
And silence creates the conditions for that wisdom to appear.
Wisdom is another important word for today's topic.
Wisdom is the ability to make good decisions based on knowledge, experience, and understanding.
For example, someone might say, experience taught her wisdom.
Or, wisdom often comes from reflection rather than reaction.
I like that sentence.
Me too.
Another thing silence teaches is humility.
That's an interesting connection.
Humility means recognizing that we don't know everything.
And being comfortable with that reality.
Exactly.
Humble people are willing to listen.
They're willing to learn.
They're willing to change their minds when new information appears.
In contrast, people who always need to be right often struggle to learn.
Because they're focused on proving themselves rather than understanding.
Silence creates openness.
And openness creates growth.
Another lesson I've learned is that not every situation requires a response.
That's a powerful realization.
Many people feel obligated to react to everything.
Every criticism,
Every opinion,
every disagreement,
every negative comment. Or protecting my peace became more important than winning every debate.
That's a lesson many people learn as they get older.
Definitely.
With experience, people often realize that not every battle is worth fighting.
And not every opinion deserves our attention.
Silence can be a form of strength.
That's something many people misunderstand.
They assume strength is always loud.
But strength can also be calm.
It can be patient.
It can be controlled.
Some of the strongest people I've met don't feel the need to prove their strength to anyone.
Their confidence speaks through their actions.
Not through constant words.
Another thing silence teaches is presence.
Presence is a wonderful concept.
Presence means fully experiencing the moment you're in.
Instead of constantly thinking about the past or future.
When people become present, they often notice things they previously overlooked.
Small details.
Beautiful moments.
Meaningful conversations.
Feelings of gratitude.
Life becomes richer when we're actually paying attention to it.
That's one reason silence feels refreshing.
It brings us back to the present moment.
And the present moment is where life actually happens.
Not yesterday.
Not tomorrow.
Right now.
Before we finish today's conversation, let's review some of the ideas we've explored.
We talked about silence as a tool for listening, communication, reflection, and learning.
We discussed self-awareness, confidence, emotional control, patience, and personal growth.
We also explored wisdom, humility, peace, presence, and the ability to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively.
Most importantly, we talked about the power of staying silent.
Not because silence is always the answer.
Not because people should never speak.
And certainly not because their voice doesn't matter.
But because silence has a unique power that many people overlook.
It helps us listen more carefully.
Think more clearly.
Learn more deeply.
And understand ourselves more honestly.
In a world that constantly encourages us to speak, post, comment, and react, silence can be a rare source of wisdom.
Sometimes the smartest thing we can say is nothing at all.
And sometimes the most important answers arrive when we stop talking long enough to hear them.
Now it's time for our question of the day.
When has staying silent helped you in an important situation?
Maybe it helped you avoid an argument.
Make a better decision.
Learn something valuable.
Or simply understand yourself better.
Write your answer in the comments and try using some of today's vocabulary.
We'd love to read your thoughts.
If you enjoyed this episode, please like, comment, and subscribe to Chill English channel.
Thank you for spending this time with us and practicing your English together.
Keep learning, keep growing, and remember that silence is not emptiness.
Sometimes it's where clarity, wisdom, and peace quietly begin.
Goodbye, everyone.
See you next time.